All right, cool. We'll deal with all of this stuff. But yeah, I guess we could start off just by touching on the Discord stuff really quick. So as you all know, or as if you hang out here often, you can tell that the Discord has switched up a lot. I think there was a lot of organizational stuff that we needed to do, kind of like cleaned up, made it more like product focused. It was pretty disorganized and I don't even think we had like certain channels for like Pyrex and Hidden Hand and stuff like that. So made sure all of that was in shape. I think Biggie and Magnus and whoever else were kind of like knocking that stuff out over the past couple of days. So it's a lot cleaner, a lot more organized, but some of the roles I think are a little scuffed. So kind of getting used to all of that and making sure all of those are correct. Uh, Joe Jonas said, "Don't get rid of 123." Yeah, I actually didn't know that channel existed until this week, and now I started doing whatever it is that we do in there. But yeah, if you notice any weird like role stuff, just let us know. We'll make sure to get it fixed. Like I think earlier this week, whenever I tried to spin up the event thing, it like wouldn't tell or it wouldn't let anybody access the event because like the town hall stage was hidden or something like that. I don't know. Funky figured it out. So yeah, ignore the issues. We're trying to get them all solved, but I think the Discord's like better off for it, so we're good. Okay. Important stuff. Where do we want to start with like the Q2 report for anybody who missed it and then just go from there? I think that's probably easiest. So if you missed the Q2 sort of summary report wrap up, I'll post it in the town hall chatter. It basically just gives a complete overview of all of the big stuff that happened on the redacted front in the last quarter. Kind of gives an update on like how we were able to effectively use the treasury this quarter. We gave some more details for those who are unfamiliar with like rlBTRFLY redacted v2 stuff. Basically gave products on Hidden Hand. It was like a really good quarter for Hidden Hand, especially here towards towards the tail end of it. We really saw like the aura and balancer markets heat up in a big way. Like the last epoch of bribes was actually pretty big. Never, okay, do you guys know like a number off the top of your head what like the total bribe volume was?
No, not on top of my head. I can give like an estimate.
Yeah,
I
what's
think
your
there was this
guess?
our like there was just the first was like the normal kind of volume, like you see from protocols, like that was like around like just for balancer that was a couple hundred like 150K, and then on top of that was like the core vote like the core pool kind of proposal that we pushed through the balancer and us, right, where kind of they're using the protocol revenue to bribe again, and that was an additional 100K split between the aura and balancer markets.
Yeah, so the bribes for this last epoch were pretty thick because of that sort of BIP 19 proposal, which is again like outlined in the quarterly report. So cool quarter
Yeah,
for Hidden Hand for sure.
and it's only going to
Um,
grow, right,
yeah, like
as
that was just like
balancer.
the yeah, that was just like the beginning phases of it for sure. So like being able to see it like pick up so heavily just from like the first epoch of that being live is sick. So um okay.
It's like nearly 200K. So
Yeah.
big up
Awesome.
past week.
Yeah.
Great work from the Aura.
Yeah, definitely big moves there, and like, and I think like we're also starting to see Balancer get a lot of the spotlight as of late, like a lot more than they were, I guess, like earlier in the year, which is sick. So it seems like the sort of combination of them launching VBAL, then Aura launching, and then Hidden Hand also like helping facilitate this whole ecosystem is like big ups for them. So I think that's going to be like something that blows up. I mean, imagine if it was like a bull market right now. This is just like bear market numbers. Like if it was a bull market, those numbers would be massive. So of course, this is also just beneficial for all of Redacted and eventually rlBTRFLY when that goes live. So the other thing it kind of touches on is Pyrex and Pyrex growth over the quarter, or really over just the month that it's been like live. And has been like pushed really hard on our end. So I checked this morning, and I think the TVL is now like 730K CVX, which is like I think close to $5 million, which is pretty damn good given like all of the competitors in the sort of compounding, or not even necessarily compounding CVX, but in the CVX vault space. And then given that we aren't like incentivizing Pyrex with like extra like Pyrex tokens or anything like that, it's just complete organic like TVL, which is dope. So that's basically the summary of the Q2 report. Again, just read it and check it out if there's anything you missed throughout the quarter. We're going to start doing this going forward just to make sure that everybody who can't keep up with what's going on has like one resource every 3 months to make sure that they can get caught up. So pretty easy. What do we want to maybe really quick too? We could touch on the whitelist proposal, Funky, since that's also new. It's pretty straightforward, but worth like going over really quick.
Yeah, so we're at the kind of proposal stage for the VE curve whitelist proposal for the redacted treasury. And so what this means is that the redacted treasury itself will be able to, if the proposal and vote passes, the treasury will be able to lock curve for V curve. And why this is important is because smart contracts aren't allowed to lock curve for V curve. So we need to do this in order to do so. And then once if we get it, then we'll be able to kind of directly engage with curve governance, and we will have kind of more voting power for curve gauges. So we'll have more influence on that side, in addition to the kind of vote lock CVX that we have in Pyrex and in the Treasury. And just to be clear, just because we're getting this doesn't mean we're going away from convex. We'll be working together with our vote lock convex, and it's kind of just making our curve a bit more involved in curve governance, given that we have about 7.5 million curve tokens, which are just farming at the moment. It'd be nice if they were a bit more involved in curve protocol. So at the moment, we're kind of just like receiving feedback from the community, and we'll probably push it to vote next week.
Cool.
I would like to add something on that. It's just also another yield opportunity for us, right? With VE curve, you're printing most of your revenue, and 3 curve, especially in these times, it just makes sense. And curve is actually right now like distributing nearly at an all-time high on these 3 curve, right?
Cool. Yeah. So this was just like an easy win for us, sort of low-hanging fruit. And if when it goes to vote and you have V curve, just vote for it. Easy dubs. Okay. So I guess now we can move on to. I mean, we kind of touched on hidden hand stuff, but maybe we can just keep touching.
Maybe
on
I'll
it.
talk about one. Maybe I'll talk about one hidden hand thing. Let me pull up the links here.
Yeah, let's do a full summary on like hidden hand stuff.
Okay, so Balancer's BIP19 proposal went live. So you guys might have seen that we're pulling in a lot of bribes on like the Balancer market funded by USDC. So it's going pretty well on that side. And then Aura, if anyone, I know there's like a lot of crossover here. A lot of you guys are like aping Aura. AIP2 is directly related to Redacted as well. I just dropped the link here in the town hall stage. Encourage everyone to like check it out and vote yes, because basically they're redirecting all the pull to rewards, considering the FTV, like that's a really big number, to hidden hand instead of like directly putting it on their pull to. So this is like a really good opportunity for us as well. It looks like it'll be fine on snapshot, but just so everyone's aware. And then the third one is something the Balancer community asked us to do. So as you guys know, like Redacted owns, or rather Redacted controls like double-digit supply of like Aura through delegation. We usually don't participate in governance with it. It's more just for the bribes. But there is like a proposal to basically like kick out. There's like a proposal that they want like a delegate vote on our side for basically like kicking Cream out of Balancer, because they're sort of like extracting value out of everyone involved, us or Balancer. Not us too much, but rather they're just like, taking away money that could have been fees for rlBTRFLY, or money that could have been bribes for Balancer. So we're trying to purge them out of the system. I hope no one's still holding Cream. But yeah, like just keep an eye out for that. We're not going to make some big push, but like there will probably be like a meta governance snapshot just using our Aura for that vote specifically. So if there's any questions, like feel free to ask, but it's more just something we're doing to just like increase our synergies there.
So yeah, I think that Cream stuff has been going on ever since maybe even before the transition to VBAL. I think I've heard like Solar Curve or somebody from the Balancer ecosystem talk about it a lot. I think there's like one whale involved in the Cream ecosystem that's just been like trying to
Yeah.
hold governance hostage or something.
Yeah, I mean, they were
I mean, it's
basically
been
printing all of the emissions into their pool, which has like no revenue and no volume. They were just self farming it.
yeah. I mean, it's in our best interest to get them out to increase the returns we're making on Hidden Hand. So obviously, it's up to you guys how you want to vote.
Yeah.
Next question. Next statement I wanted to make on Hidden Hand was um, the ribbon market. So you guys might have seen like the ribbon one has been pretty quiet. There was like some Lido grabs before, but they are setting up this new incentive program, which is reworking the RBN emissions to be a bit more friendly and capital efficient towards like Hidden Hand. So that should be really fun and exciting. We should be able to make like a ton of money on there considering the TVL that flows through. And you guys might have seen like a while back, or it feels like a while back, but maybe it was only a few weeks ago. We launched like this pretty experimental market with them, where instead of bribing for RBN emissions, you're bribing for people's delegates. And they've been working with like a few partners, a few RBN insiders and network participants to sort of increase the utility there to diversify their governance power. And long story short, like, you know, they want to solve some of the issues with RBN through like the Hidden Hand deployment, which we put a lot of work into, which is nice to see. And keep an eye out for that one as well. Those are like the two major Hidden Hand things.
So XAG asked if we have an aura stack. I think it's just we're a big delegate. There's not a stack that we have that I know of.
I mean,
If AIP goes through, we'll be making 4% of their entire LM.
So okay.
All
So
of their LM. Yeah.
we may have a stack soon, but the one we have right now is just a delegate stack. Okay, cool. Makes sense. Got it. Okay, so now we can touch on okay, KP. Yeah, this is good timing, KP. I just read your message. Running multi-sig, dude. I mean, you can't even front run the market because I think the aura market's been like up only since for the past like couple of weeks or something like that since it launched. So I think we're all late on the aura thing unless you participated in whatever sale they had. But I think now is a good time to transition into Pyrex and dev stuff. So KP, take it away. I would start with the fee lowering thing just because we made a big announcement about that and people liked it. So.
Thank you, sir. I think Funky could touch on the fee lowering stuff, because they execute the transaction, and also he could provide some, details.
Okay, Funky, you want to start there then?
Yeah, sure. So as Colton and KP were saying, we reduced the fees on the PX, well, on the UCVX product. And we reduced two fees there. So the first one that we reduced is the compounding fee. So this is the kind of the fee that is taken when the rewards are claimed by the UCVX vault. So this is like the inverse tokens, the Alchemix tokens, the convex tokens, the FXS tokens. They're taken, they're sold, they're used to buy more CVX, which they're then converted to PXCVX. So for that kind of process, there's a fee taken. Previously, the fee was 10%, and the fee has now been reduced to 7%. And then the second fee that we've reduced is the kind of withdrawal fee, which isn't really a fee, but it's kind of a mechanism to prevent people from gaming the vault, given that the rewards for UCVX are streamed over 2 weeks, so that somebody could potentially enter at the beginning of the 2 weeks, take rewards for 2 weeks, and then exit before contributing to any of the future reward. So that person would be able to double dip in a sense. And given that the APR has kind of changed since we initially set it at 2%, the withdrawal fee is now 1.5%. So what does this mean? Overall, this means that if you're in the UCVX vault, if you're holding UCVX, auto compounding into more PXCVX, you will be paying less fees overall. And the headline I'll go and say is that without naming any names, it makes us the most competitive CVX auto compounding product in the market. Also, our auto compounding product auto compounds to 1 token. So it's a really strong kind of token product there, and we're kind of streamlining the product as we go along.
Dude, you just tiptoed that so hard.
I didn't say
Literally
anything.
didn't hear anything he said.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
just a
hear
good
anything.
No, thank you.
Pyrex best product. One thing I want to add before we move on to the next topic regarding Pyrex is shout out to Molecule for the special offer sort of graphic that we had with the hot damn tagline and stuff. That was sick and people like that. So just wanted to point that out. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, thanks, Molecule. Yeah, I think the guys have done an incredible job really getting the word out there, and helping people understand what we do, but in like not boring ways. So really appreciate that. They're probably single-handedly responsible for the growth, so major props. But yeah, so just a couple general topics I wanted to touch on is the general development side of things, but also Pyrex development. So on the general side of things, we are, just reiterating that we're looking for quality devs for all parts of the stack. If you feel you have rock solid fundamentals as a programmer, we definitely want to talk to you. And I think industry, relative to the industry, we probably have one of the best compensation or incentive structures, and we're constantly refining it as well and figuring out how to make it work for people. So really appreciate people like Sammy being really open to that and figuring it and pushing that. But okay, so yeah, that's on the general side of things. Yeah, we need you if you're a great dev. And we value actual work the most. You don't need to have gone to like an IV or anything for computer science or any of that. or
Yeah, they even let
engineering.
me build shit and I don't even know anything.
I know.
So.
Colton is actually like I actually LARP and take credit for all of Colton's work. I'm
Yeah.
not even a developer.
It's like a weird dynamic, but we make it work.
Did you guys know that Carlton got voted Viper Dev of the Year?
I thought he invented Viper.
Well, I mean, I made the compiler, so it's like it's not a big deal. Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to pat me on the back too much. Just don't worry about it.
How do you use the auditor, guys?
I'm pretty good.
What's up?
Look, guys, we don't have to make this whole call about me. I know I'm. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we don't want it to get to his head.
Yeah.
He already
I have an
knows.
ego problem. I have an ego problem, so please don't.
Colton is redacted. So for Pyrex, we're still wrapping up Pyrex Convex just so that it's feature complete. But like all of our existing development work, that will be funneled into future projects. So that's why we want to make sure that we take the time to do it right, because it's going to save a lot of time in the future. Like an example we'd like to use is rolling out hidden hand markets. The initial development effort took like 1 to 2 months. And now rolling out a new market is like a day or so. It's just the partner side of things, but yeah, that's development. We recently brought on a new team member who has been adding depth to our integration plans for the protocols that we're going to be integrating next or implementing next as Pyrex offerings, and super excited. I mean, wish they're here so that they could shed some light there. Maybe Sammy could share, because he's the one who has been bringing on a lot of great people, and with their help, we created they created it, but we created a new spec for a new protocol. It's mostly complete, and development for that as far as contract goes, smart contracts go, that will start Monday, and the expected time to completion, including comprehensive testing and auditing, is 2 months. And the best part is that we're starting to really get a good rhythm going, and I do think we'll be able to implement these new protocols and offerings in parallel. So we would be able to, let's just say this latest one is going to start Monday, and 2 months from Monday or so, that will be done. But the following week from Monday, next Monday, that work will start on that by another developer, and that'll be done 2 months from. So yeah, I mean, my point is the time between protocol completion or new integrations will be fairly close once we get a. But yeah, super excited about that. But that's why hiring is going to be super important, because we want to spend less time deliberating and then focus more on actually output of great code, because we have grand plans, but just need more, people to make it happen.
Yeah, Sammy, you just kind of teased that hiring has been really good. Do you want to? I mean, you don't have to say like specific names or anything like that, but you want to touch on it?
Yeah, so because we had that vote before, for like the core team comp and redesigning it and everything, and I think it ended up adding like a ton of value. In terms of like the dev side, uh, like KP mentioned, there's like some new folks that have worked at like some pretty respectable protocols coming in and giving the guys a hand, which I think was like really necessary. So it's good to see that like the dev work stream is like growing um, in accordance to like the budget that we voted in for them. And then on the other side, there was some like internal review on, I guess like you could say, the partnership stream. I forget what we called it in the proposal, but we did move some chess pieces around, and still like staying at that budget, we managed to bring in someone who can help on like the yield strategies and overall like give some extra input on like directional um, what direction we want to take things so that we can increase yield on like all of our products, right? One being the Pyrex tokens, right? Because those are going to be sort of our yield engines, and then obviously like hidden hand strategies, and then hopefully RL and eventually GL. And making sure that like we can put like a big focus on just like liquidity building. And I think it was a bit of a hole before, as like I think like the BD team, while I love all of them, like we put like a big focus on just like getting deals done and seeing them through. But I think now that we have this like strategy person, like it's um, yeah, it's like in a really good spot. So that snapshot I think has been like one of the best performing ones in terms of just like increasing efficiency that we've passed through in recent times. So yeah, GG everyone.
Thanks for shedding
Anything
light.
you want to add there, Funky? That was like your proposal.
Yeah, no, I think it's been really good, and yeah, really excited. As KP was saying, we're still looking to hire, especially on the dev side, and despite the bear market, and there's a lot of stuff for us to do, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff for us to do, and we could use some extra help.
Yeah. I also want to quickly add for the Pyrex development stuff. If it was just simply, copy pasting whatever we have for Pyrex Convex over to these other protocols, would probably be done super fast. But the thing with Pyrex is, almost each one is going to be like hand rolled, even though we have certain principles that we're going to be operating by. But yeah, new integrations are, for the most part, custom. Like we don't have we're not going to implement standardization for a lot of reasons, or at least not right now. But at the same time, that's also a major defense, as far as some hurdle that would make it really hard for competitors to copy us. And one of the reasons is because there are just different ways that we're going to be implementing, or different ways in which we'll be manipulating these assets and adding value to users. And they're definitely, some of them aren't even remotely close as to how we would do that. So, but excited.
Dope. So that was a big update across a lot of fronts. Sammy, you mentioned one more hidden hand thing in the chat regarding floor DAO. You just want to bring that up for the recording?
Maybe we can bring UST up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
I just
I don't
invited
I
him.
don't want to bring him up, but yeah, we can. Oh my bad. Oh hey, what's up?
What is this
Yeah.
fucking hate we got going down here? I
Hey,
mean,
just give us the
I'm out here
update,
throwing
man.
love in the chat.
Yeah, just give
I'm
us
out
the
here
update,
throwing
man.
love in the chat with our senior developer.
I go
Yo,
by. I prefer CTO, but yeah. Anyways.
yo, yo. So yeah, as far as Florida is concerned, looking really interesting as far as what's going to happen with the core collections vote. If no one's familiar with how they select who's going to participate in the vote, um, basically they do research reports on all the potential NFT projects, and they have a structure as to how they go about it. So they're actually right now preparing research reports for moonbirds and I believe doodles, in order to add those to the core collections vote. I think there's a potentially more efficient way they can go about it, but it does require Florida to have more traction. So I think this is the best that they can do now, so they can, at least get some tractions. But think about it, like, um, the size of these collections, like moonbirds or doodles, right? Like, I don't think they're paying yet to be involved in a vote, although they can be at a certain point in time. But yeah, otherwise, this is the core collections vote, which um is, although good, it's not as sought after as the emerging collections vote, right? So what really are the differences? The emerging collections vote actually involves like a full-on sweep, and they basically follow through on the entire process, like liquidity provision, and such. So yeah, that's going to be coming up soon. Still confirming date, as they're still basically getting on like the entire list of different people that will be participating in the vote, or collections that can be up for the vote. And yeah, that's about it.
Dope. And to like the last vote that they were doing, or set of votes, I don't remember how many they did. That was just to be included in this vote, right? So it was like a preliminary.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So this is like a way more important one, I guess, from the context of like what Florida is actually trying to do.
Yeah, this is like which ones they're gonna stick with, right? Like for the long run,
Cool.
the core collection. So yeah,
Cool.
that's the floor update.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know anything about NFTs, but if you guys hold any of those, go like pester their teams to like give thick bribes so we can take all their money. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, bet. So, anything else on any of those topics that we want to touch on before we move forward? Last call. Good. All right. I guess now is the time to talk about RL stuff. People are asking about it. People are curious about it. So, I guess, wait, really quick on Pyrex side. I guess for you, KP, is there any date for the expert mode launch? The answer is not right now, but I guess you can provide some context there.
Wow, thanks for letting me talk, Colton, so
You're
I can
welcome,
get the
man.
credit. Um, yeah, for hard mode, I think this is one of the long answer is we need more devs. Because we have finite resources, we're having to direct, I guess scarce skills like Justin Greenberg's is front end development abilities to things like V2 rlBTRFLY. So we had to shift. Short answer is we had to shift assets to. Shift resources to V2, get that done, and after that's done, they're going to refocus on hard mode. So I'm thinking the next 2 weeks sounds reasonable. And the good news is that our market maker for the assets, the future yield assets, seems to be good to go. So, I mean, at least stuff is still getting done, even if we're not done yet on the development side, but we will be, and it's going to be great. Just based on Greenberg's past work, and Never is helping him with that in the subgraph things.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Molecule said we got to ration the Greenberg's sauce. Yeah, that's actually like true right now.
I know we need to clone him somehow.
I know. If anybody has any connections to like a secret government agency that can clone human beings, let us know and we're down. We'll just get like an RFF set up. We'll get the proposal passed and we'll make it happen. Yeah, or if we could clone the whole team, I think everybody would be down, right? For like a RFF that clones everybody. We just have to fund it. Yeah, so we're good. All right, cool. Thanks for that. I guess moving forward to RL stuff, you kind of hinted at it just now. All of the resources are primarily focused on getting rlBTRFLY completed. As we've mentioned quite a bit at this point, the audits originally took a little bit longer than expected. Feedback on those took a little bit longer than expected, but we are now in the process of trying to finalize the UI and all the rest. Never, you gave like a brief summary of it in the general chat earlier today. Could you like repeat that summary because you put it into words better than I probably can right now?
Yeah, and I was just kind of showing the fact that like launching RL is not just development, because like first there will be the development, then also like since we're sharing revenue, timing is also just as important, right? That funds are just not sitting in our wallet, and just like the market goes up, goes down, and people are affected. So yeah, timing is also very important for our epochs. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're working on finishing UI. Actually, we talked to Greenberg's this morning, and he's like full court press on trying to get the UI ready to go. Again, it's just like a resources thing at this point, making sure that we're allocating them all towards rlBTRFLY and not spread across Hidden and Pyrex and RL. So just area of focus, getting stuff as finished as it can be, and then getting it ready for launch based on the epochs as Never just mentioned. So again, I know that everybody's like being really patient. We jumped the gun a little bit on the original dates that we kind of discussed, and it's like a lesson learned thing. So behind the scenes, just for transparency reasons, we've been really working on like ironing out our like brand and comms process. That way we can be more like clear and efficient on the way in which we communicate timelines to everybody, so we can better set like expectations for when stuff is supposed to go live. We didn't really have organization around that in the past, and so now we're really focusing on that. That way we can like really again just set expectations in a way that's meaningful for everybody. So once RL goes live, going forward, like we'll make sure to be like way more clear about what the timelines are, why we expect those timelines, so on and so forth. So a little bit of like behind the scenes stuff that's been happening. Is there any other like big stuff we want to touch on the RL side before we like open it up for any like I guess questions?
I guess the one thing to kind of reiterate with RL is that even though it is a delayed launch, people who are locking the first epoch will be as well off, if not better, than RL, who was launched on 1st of June. So delay, but it's all good.
Yeah, the delay is mostly like a technicality, right? Like as far as rewards, it might as well have been launched at the first of last month. So again, I know people are excited. People are asking about it every single day, and we have to give the same answers every single day. So I think like it's more important to get this right the first time, not rush it, and just remember that like we're strapped for resources behind the scenes. We're actively like solving that issue by bringing on a lot of great talent. So it'll happen when it happens. People aren't missing out on rewards per se. So
I was going to add one last thing. I think a lot of people come in and ask like, when RL, more from a kind of like, do I need to do anything perspective? And kind of like in relation to that, once we have like everything ready, we will announce a date where we'll do the kind of the launch of like the new token.
Yeah.
And then after that, there'll be a period where people will have to kind of lock before the kind of first epoch ends. So like there'll be adequate notice. There'll be really good disclosures about kind of what you need to do. And we'll have a lot of support in the Discord just to help everybody do that. So the answer to that is like it's not going to sneak up on you. We'll have some good communication, just when you have to do it and what you have to do. Have an adequate amount of time to do so.
Yeah, Cool. And we have some RL questions. So I'll open it up now for like RL questions and just general questions for anybody who has stuff they want to ask. But both Joker and XAG asked about the like snapshot idea and like reserving APY people. I think we decided just it's too late in the process now to try to implement something like this. And so there won't be any like backdated reward snapshot where only X amount of people get, you know, X amount of rewards or anything like that. The one thing I want to highlight about this though is that, I mean, the people in this Discord and the people that show up to the calls and whatnot are like mostly the people who know about it, right? So like this isn't something that we're going out and like promoting on Twitter and like putting all over a bunch of blog posts or anything like that. So I mean, most of the people here are the ones that like benefit from anything like that. So again, it's not something that like everybody's just going to be front running the RL launch because they know about the backdated rewards. I think that's actually something that mostly only like the dedicated community members like yourselves kind of know about. Funky, is there anything that I missed there? No? All right, we're good, I think.
I'll add at least at least they'll still have to buy your bags, right?
The classic. Somebody asks, once the epoch ends, will it roll over automatically when you don't withdraw? So like, do you have to relock? Maybe Never, this is a better question for you.
There's a process for you to relock.
Okay, so keep that in mind. But again, this is something I think will just be actively like getting out to people. So if there's like anytime there's actions that you guys have to take on a recurring basis, like you'll know about it from us. So just, and you know about it now. So Marco asks a question on the Aura integration. Will you use Balancer to create a pool to exit the position at any time as you did with Pyrex? What do you mean by Aura integration in this context? Let's see. Somebody
What's
says
the question again?
a question on the Aura integration. Will you use Balancer to create a pool to exit the position at any time as you did with Pyrex?
That means like creating a balancer pool.
Or
This one.
integration.
So yeah, I think I can take this one. Like Aura, like beyond the hidden hand integration, there's the added functionality of delegation. Like when someone delegates it to us, like we don't have control over the underlying asset, right? Rather just their governance power. We don't vote on any Aura proposals. We don't vote on balancer proposals. If there's a really important one, it'll go to meta governance. We can't sell your Aura, like nothing like that. And there's no Pyrex market for Aura at the moment. So yeah, like we couldn't sell you Aura if we wanted to.
Cool. And then
And as we roll out more delegation functionality for other markets, it'll be the same thing, right? Like we don't own the token. We just have governance rights, and we only use it for the hidden hand. We don't vote on proposals.
yeah, and Ichi Balls said, nobody is surprised by missed launch dates in software. We're all used to it now. I think we just want incredibly frequent updates because we want to be sure we don't miss it now that there's no date. Sorry if it comes off as hurry pestering. It's just meant as when pestering. Just to add on to this, we actually do give like very frequent updates on everything that we're doing. One, we do this call every single week where I think we give as much insight into what's going on as we possibly can. But specifically on the rlBTRFLY front, I mean, this is something we've pretty much answered every single day in the Discord because it's a question that comes up every single day. And the other thing I try to be adamant about is like nobody's going to miss anything here. Like we're not a type of project that just like launches stuff in secret. I think we communicate early and often about every single thing that we're doing. And as Funky mentioned, like when it comes to the sort of rlBTRFLY and the B2 token migration and all of this, like everybody will know about this stuff in advance before it happens. So when we actually do land on a date to get it rolled out and we're 100% certain about that date, everybody will know about it. So like nobody's ever going to miss, especially a launch that is this big and it's like this pivotal for like for Redacted going forward. We will make sure that people don't miss it. So let's see. Somebody asks, how long will we be able to lock for first rewards? I think this is just like a epoch question.
It's 4-month locks, right? So 16 weeks.
Yeah. So you lock for 16 weeks, and then the reward epochs are 2 weeks. So that means that the rewards will be distributed every 2 weeks. So that means in that 16-week lock, you'll get 8 sets of rewards.
Cool. All right. Somebody asked what's Aura. It's basically like a it's convex for balancer essentially. And if I'm underselling it, somebody up here just let me know. But I think that's like the easiest way to conceptualize it.
Yeah, it's a generalized convex that is starting with balancer, and we'll move on to other VE tokens.
Cool. So I did undersell it a little bit. Generalized convex. Sorry. If you lock rlBTRFLY for 4 months on launch, can you add your claimable new Pulse Butterfly rewards every 28 days to your original locked rlBTRFLY, or do you have to wait until your original 4-month period is complete?
No, the butterfly you receive is liquid, so you can lock more. But I mean, of course, they're on different lock schedules, right?
Cool. Let's see. I'm trying to get. Are you talking about the Richard Hart project Pulse chain? Yeah, Hex is actually the new Pyrex token that we're adding for the new Pyrex market. So get bullish, guys. Hex is so bullish. Yeah. Okay, Joker Frog said that makes sense. Great. Any other questions while we're here? If not, we can call it early. We covered a lot in a relatively short amount of time today, so good on us. Last call. Will we get the June and possibly July rewards immediately when you lock?
I think it would be added to the rewards distributor for the first epoch.
Yeah. So you get it. So you lock. So after launch, so you lock after the first epoch ends. A few days after that, you'll get your rewards.
Cool.
So not when you lock, so shortly after.
Cool. Did you have something to add, UST or Omnia? Sorry.
Fucking guy. I think I think just the cherry on top is in case people were feeling about Pyrex like it's just your regular vanilla flavored CVX locker. I think there's so much exciting shit that we're about to get done with Pyrex that I would say it's time to get even more bullish. I don't know. I just felt the need to mention that because honestly, even my own self, like I've discovered like that it can be so much more than just a CVX locker. That once the community finds out that it can be much more than that, then yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
All right.
Omnia, I'd like to address something in the town hall text. Did you change your name from UST after the price crash?
Redact this. Wait. What was the last? What was the last thing you said? After the
No,
what?
it's just you're LARPing as a new name. You're LARPing as Omnia, but kind of hide that you used to be
Yeah,
part of
we
UST.
know who you really are, bro.
Actually, I'm gonna say this for the probably third time at this point. All right, but I'm gonna say this on a community call for the record. All right, listen, I'm only known as UST within our inner circles, but to the rest of you, I am Omnia. I'm no longer UST. I've only considered one other rebrand, I swear, and it will only be Dinero.
No.
But
no,
otherwise, I
don't.
will either be
Oh, but
0x unstable.
your names are cursed, bro. Never change your name
Yeah.
to Daenerys.
No, that's not allowed,
Sammy,
bro.
Sammy just permaban the Dinero one.
Yeah.
If it's not 0x unstable, then a close. I mean, I'm sorry. If it's not 0x Dinero, then a close second is 0x unstable.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of dinero really quick, I just wanted to do this for the record. Yeah, UTXE is asking about any news about dinero. So let's just be like completely transparent about dinero like right now. Dinero is a ways off, guys. It's not going to launch next month or the month after that or the month after that or the month after that. So like it's very early research phase. I just want to like set expectations right now on the am I back? Did my mic get fucked up? If I'm back, then I'll just keep going. All right, so dinero's a ways off. It's not a we don't want to say it's in 5 months, we don't want to say it's in 6 or 4 or 3 or anything like that. So it's a ways off, it's early stage. We're thinking through the idea. We have a foundation for the idea. So now it's about like confirming the research, starting to allocate resource to it, so on and so forth. So it's a ways off. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, but that when could be early next year. Who knows? Like we don't have a set date on that. So just want to set expectations on the dinero thing like right now. And the cool part about that is like it's totally fine, right? Because we still have a lot to do on the hidden hand front and the Pyrex front, to where these products still have so much upside left in them. Like we just launched both of those, right? So we have a lot to do on those fronts, and that's where like most of the focus is going to go. And then dinero will come like when it's ready, and it'll launch when it's ready. So yeah, I promise upside on the adoption of our products, because that's my job to make that happen, and that will happen. I don't know anything about markets. I'm just a guy. Are these calls every Friday? Yeah, we try to. We miss them sometimes. It's usually my fault if we miss them. Will dinero does it predicate on the ETH merge? I think that might be redacted. So we'll we'll wait on that one. We will wrap this up. The recording. All right, guys, I actually have a process for getting the recording up same day now. So we're good. The recording will be up today. So going forward, every Friday recording will be up same day. So we're good. All right. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Great Friday. Great call. Everybody enjoy their weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Take it easy.